Yes, people, we're back again for another Best Spurs 11 of my lifetime. And guess who we've got in the house today? Philly is here. How are you, Phil?
I am good, my friend. And how are you too? It's a long time no see. It's nice to be back on this channel again.
Yeah, I'm brilliant, Phil. Fantastic, mate. Not too bad. Got a few problems with the old shoulder, but I'll get through it. It's okay. Sheriff, how are you, sir?
All's brilliant, mate. All is brilliant. Life is good. I'm so enjoying doing these.
Yeah, it's been fantastic so far.
Yeah.
There's been some right stories, isn't there? It's been some great stuff. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Okay, Phil. How have you been, Phil? Generally, are you feeling a bit better now? Because I know you've had a bit of a throat problem, mate.
Yeah, I had a bit of laryngitis for a while there, but yeah, I'm on my way back, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this, mate. You know, and me and you've been talking in the background as well, and we're part of this WhatsApp group, and it's brilliant, mate. I'm enjoying myself at the moment in time.
Excellent, Phil. Excellent. Okay, we'll get Sheriff to bring the pitch up.
Here we go, mate.
We'll have some of that.
Go.
There you go. And you've picked a 4-4-2 formation, Phil. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can play 4-4-2.
Brilliant. Happy days. So we'll get straight into it, Phil, and we'll start off. Could you give us the goalkeeper of your lifetime, please?
Yes, the first one is Eric Torsfet.
Brilliant. Tell us about Eric a little bit from your perspective, Philly.
Right. He was one of the first goalkeepers I saw at Spurs in my lifetime. He was, for me, he was authoritative. Even when he was kicking the ball out, we could have the ooh and the ahs. He went up in the air because it was one strange goal kick. I remember it so much. And the FA Cup final, I thought he was immense, even though we conceded early. I thought he was immense as well, and he was the last FA Cup winning goalkeeper for us.
Brilliant, Phil. Yeah.
And the fact that he had his own song.
Yeah, true as well.
Says a lot about him, Eric the Viking.
Yeah. Fantastic goalkeeper. Yeah. Fantastic choice, Philly. Brilliant stuff, mate. We'll move on to your back four, Philly, and we'll start off with your left back, please, sir.
Left back goes to Danny Rose.
Hey, good old Danny. He's been a popular choice, Danny.
Yeah. A very popular choice.
Yeah, he has. You tell us a little bit about why you've picked Danny, Phil?
From one of the first games I saw in the North London derby, on his debut, that goal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From the time he picked himself up under Pochettino and made the England squad. Yeah. You can see the hard work and desire he had going up and down on the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. I felt he, as a wing-back, as a full-back and a wing-back, because basically he was both, he was a brilliant player for Spurs. It's sad how it ended up in the end, but I just felt that he was proper one of our own as well.
Yeah.
He certainly was.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil.
Just that goal on his debut earns him a place.
Yeah, it does. Fantastic. Great choice, Billy. Okay, mate, we'll move on now to your left centre-back, Phil, please.
My left centre-back is going to go to... Not many fans are going to like this one, but I'm going to say Judas here.
Okay.
Sol Campbell.
Do I have to write his name in?
I'm afraid so.
Tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about why you picked Sol, though, Phil. Like, if he's made your lifetime team, there must be something about him why you've picked him. But tell us.
For me, he was solid at the back, and at a time where we were not defensively solid yet, I thought he was the strong unit in the back four for me. And for me, if he had stayed at Spurs, we would have won trophies. I felt that, especially if he'd linked up with Ledley King, which is my second one next to him. Mm-hmm. But for me, Sol Campbell made the England squad at a time that it was difficult. He was a rock for us, and it was sad what he did, but I fully understand at the time why he did it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but I have wrote soulless in there.
That's fine, man.
We know you mean, Mark. So great, good choice again, Phil. we move on. You've given us a clue who your right
Yeah,
centre,
it's gotta be Ledley King for me. What a captain for me. Played with one knee for so long. He wouldn't train because he was unable to train because of his injuries with his knee problems.
Yeah.
But he was immense when he got on the field, and leading Tottenham to the last trophy that we've won in 2008 in the League Cup as well. I have to give it to Ledley King.
Yeah, to be honest, his training involved swimming and maybe a bit of bike riding.
Yeah,
but
no much training though, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, Rolls Royce is the only thing you can say about him.
Yeah.
Machine, I would say.
Yeah, Rolls Royce of a defender.
Yeah.
And loyal as well, unlike the other one.
Yeah. Great choice, Phil. Another great choice. Ledley's been popular as well.
He has been very popular.
We'll
Not so much
on.
as the other. I was just going to say he's been more popular than the other centre back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I can understand why. I can understand why, mate.
I'm not bitter or nothing. Let's just get that in.
Brilliant. Okay, Phil, we'll move on. Your back line's looking very nice. We'll move on to your right back, please.
Right back. I could have had Stephen Carr. Unfortunate, but name recognition for him. But I'm going to go with Carl Walker.
Yeah.
Another very, very popular choice.
At the moment, yeah, he is. What was it for Carl Walker that did it for you, Phil?
The same way on the right hand side, like Danny Rose was on the left hand side. It was both yin and yang on both sides. And for me, yeah, the way he would get up and down the pitch, the pace, the power that he had as well as a roaming right back.
Yeah,
I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was immense as well. And I'm so glad for him that he went to Man City and actually won and actually got the trophies that his talents deserved as well. Because for me, that was the sad thing that he didn't win anything at Spurs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and to be honest, both your fullbacks were in, was it the tightest defence in Europe? At least 1 year, maybe two.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Fantastic defence you got there, Phil. Yeah. We'll move on to your midfield, mate. So we'll start off with your left midfielder, please, Phil.
My left midfielder, I am going to go with the one and only David Ginola. David Ginola.
David Ginola.
Again, another popular choice.
Yeah. What was it about David, Phil? David, I should say. I don't want to upset anyone. What was it about David?
Well, you know me, Mark, already. I'm a proud Frenchman, mate. And for me, watching him get up and down the pitch, the va-va-voom, the je ne sais quoi the man had on the full, the way that he would take on a defender, the way that he would leave, he would excite the crowd every time he pick up the ball because you just don't know what to expect. He would cut inside, he would go outside, and they're watching the defender is unsure of which way he's going to go. He had it all, David Ginola. He was brilliant. I can't lie, he was brilliant.
Yeah, I think that was, go on.
I say this about whenever Ginola's picked. He was double player of the year in a very, let's say, average Tottenham team.
Yeah, he was.
In a very average team, he picked up both awards.
And when you think of how much we paid for him as well, Mark, from Newcastle, it's even more remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Fantastic choice, Phil. Mr. Ginola there. We'll move on to your left central midfielder, Phil, please.
My left central midfielder, I will go with Michael Carrick.
Oh, what a choice that is.
Yeah.
What a choice, Phil. What made you pick Michael Carrick, Phil?
I needed some defensive celerity, and I needed someone to be able to play the ball through the lines. And I couldn't think of any player better than Michael Carrick for me. From when the time he came in from West Ham, You could see he was already a decent player, already coming through. The way that he controlled the midfield and then went on to Man United afterwards, he was a brilliant defender. The biggest shame for me is that he didn't get enough caps for England. That's how good Michael Carrick was for me. I felt because England used the Gerrard and Lampard, he didn't get enough starts or enough. He was so underrated as a player for me, Michael Carrick. And that's why I have him in my centre in my midfield. Because to me, he symbolised winning.
Yeah. He was another one of those players. Well, he was a player that you didn't miss him until he left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he left, you knew what you were missing because he was never the standout, was he? He was never like the one to get you off your seats. But when he left, you knew there was a hole there. The stuff he used to do, you know?
I thought it was that important that he didn't leave a massive hole in that midfield for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Definitely. Yeah, great choice, Phil. He has been picked a few times, by the way.
He has.
Been picked. We'll move on to your right central midfielder, Philly, please.
My right central midfielder, I am going to go with the one and only Paul Gascoigne.
What a choice. Gazza, the legend. Oh, yeah. He's been picked a few times as well.
As you get, I was going to say very, very popular choice.
Yeah, he has been. Philly, what we all know about Paul Gascoigne and what he was to Tottenham fans, but what was it for you specifically that has made him a legend at our club?
The one and only, Mum. No one took dead ball. He was a dead ball specialist for me, and that free kick in 1991, I should say, captured my heart, my friend. I can't lie, though. When I watched how he just beat Seaman and to see the ball just cross the line, that was a brilliant free kick. And then when I watched him in Italia 90 with England as well, and you see him. The way the man had passion and pride on the football pitch, he symbolised England. He symbolised just passion and everything that you wanted to see in a player. And he had so much talent as well. Yeah. And for me, he just captured everyone's heart. He was just a magnificent player and one of the best playmakers I've been lucky enough to see as a fan. Because I've actually followed him from there to the show that they made on Channel 4, of course, Gazzetta dello Sport. Remember that one?
Yeah. Lazio.
As well, because it was made from Paul Gascoigne going to Lazio. So I've got to thank Paul Gascoigne for so much, really.
Yeah. I was going to say, with Gaza, when you've actually got a mania named after you, that says it all. Gaza Mania in the 1990 World Cup, it just took, not just Tottenham fans, it took the whole country over.
I agree.
Yeah,
it did. He had a mania named after him.
Yeah,
and it's like, for me, he's one of the greatest.
Mate,
he's up there with probably one other that you're probably not old enough to put in your team, but he's up there with one other as the greatest Tottenham player that I've seen.
Yeah, definitely, he's a legend, Gaza. Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We'll move on to your right midfielder, Phil, please.
I'm going to surprise you guys, actually, because he only played on the right a few times for Spurs, and that was under Mourinho, funny enough, the one manager that you would think that was a bit weird. And that's Gareth Bale, mate. I'm going to say Gareth Bale on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. Great pick.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he wasn't in your team, to be honest.
Well, the game against Leicester, when he came back, the last game of the season, do you remember how we tore them apart on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
That's exactly where he played. And you're thinking, he started as a left-back, then he went into left midfield, and then he went into right-back, into right side, and you're thinking, he played anywhere across the front three. What a weird player, but what a brilliant player at all positions. And it reminds me a bit of Kimmich in that way, where Kimmich can play as a right-back, and then play as a centre midfielder as well. So for me, to see a player be able to master four positions was brilliant for me, and that's why I have to put Gareth Bale into my team.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Gareth Bale's been very popular in this, and I say the same three words. I'm getting fed up with saying them now. Taxi for Mycon.
Yeah.
That's all you've got to say about Gareth Bale. what he done to, I know he was on the left, but what he done to Maicon in that game, one of the best fullbacks in the world at the time, and he ruined him because Maicon was never the same.
He did. He ruined him
Never the
that
same
night.
after that game. Gareth Bale literally tore him a new one.
I agree. I remember the game, mate. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
I
unbelievable.
remember the West Ham goal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stoke goal.
There's so many ones. There's so many goals from Gareth Bale. You look at it, you think, how do you, even from Real Madrid and the bus for kicking in the Champions League final? There was no game that this guy couldn't show up. He was brilliant, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, he was superb. He was
the goal at Stoke away, wasn't it?
Even carrying Wales into the Euros, Did they make the semi-finals and the quarter-finals as well?
Semis, I think, wasn't it? Was it the semis?
Yeah, I think the semis, with Gareth Bale, mate.
Yeah, superb, man. Great choice. And this is what we love, see, because, you know, a lot of people would have Bale down as their left winger because predominantly he did play on the left originally, didn't he? And then people like yourself, Phil, are thinking, hang on a minute, I can have something great on the left and then I'll stick him on the right. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost, I'll get where you're coming from with it. I think it's great. It's brilliant.
Well, to be honest, it's not as if he didn't play there.
No, he did. Yeah, he did play there. But what I mean is, when it was tactical for Maicon days, he was converted from a left back into a left midfielder, wasn't he? And I know he played there later on, but I think it's great to see him over there on the right because we know when he played out there, he had a wand of a left foot. You know what I mean? Cutting in. So
I know it was unfortunate for us when he did play there that we were all locked up with COVID.
Well,
that's true as well.
I mean, that's what I feel sorry for him for.
Yeah, but he was injured as well for quite a bit of that time as well with COVID.
He was.
I would have loved that when he did come back under Mourinho, that we could have given him one game when the stadium was full.
I agree.
So we could have had 60,000 Tottenham fans just saying thank you. Instead, he got like a few because was it the couple last games he was with us?
Yeah,
they allowed like 3,000 or 4,000 in, didn't they?
Yeah, but then they started the last few games in that season. He then started scoring goals again, so that was a good thing as well, wasn't it? And that would have brought the crowd up anyway. Yeah. Great choice, Phil. Brilliant stuff. We move on to your two forwards. So first of all, we'll start off with your left-hand side forward. Your number 10, Phil, please. All right, my first forward. Teddy. Has to be Teddy Sheringham, mate. Teddy Sheringham. What a player. What a legend. What a touch. What awareness. Phil, you carry on. Carry on giving Teddy the I'll even add in what a playmaker as well. He could just knew where his partner was at all times, and he knew how to lay the ball onto his partner at all times. And when one of my heroes, I'm going to say it now, one of my heroes, because that's the last one, says that he is one of the best partners he's ever had, and he's played with some of the best in the world. Yeah. Right. I have to say Teddy Sheringham as his partner, brother, because Teddy, for me, was brilliant. And from 1992, when he came in, I wasn't really heartbroken in 97 when he said he had to leave. But even when he came back, Teddy was still a hero. So it has to be Teddy Sheringham, bro. Yeah, absolute hero, Teddy.
Yeah, first 5 or 10 yards was all in his mind.
Yeah,
he didn't need pace.
Yeah, fantastic player, Teddy. Great choice, Phil.
Yeah.
So you got one to go, Phil, of your lifetime 11. Give us.
I got a feeling I know who it is.
You know who I'm gonna say in it. You know exactly who I'm going for, and that is the one and only Jurgen Klinsmann. It has to be Jurgen for me. I've loved Jurgen Klinsmann since I was a little boy. I watched West Germany in 1990. I see Messi and Donna. I hear Messi and Donna near enough every day, and I think of Jurgen Klinsmann at such a young age, lifting the World Cup for Germany. And in 1994, 95, as a Spurs fan, to see my hero coming into Tottenham Hotspur, I ain't gonna lie, he was my hero at the time, to come and join Tottenham Hotspurs and see him on the boat with Alan Sugar, it captured my breath, man. And I said to me, you know what? Spurs can do anything, mate, and they can buy anybody if they want to. And for me, it's the heartbreaking thing is that he is the last recognised world-class player that Spurs actually bought. when he really and truly, yeah, he should have been the flagship of world-class players could come to Tottenham Hotspurs, and let's use Jurgen Klinsmann and kick on from that to buy better players like him.
Do you know, I've said this because obviously Jurgen's been popular, and I've always said on every show that he gets picked, he's the last world-class player that we actually bought. In the peak of his powers. In the peak. You got to remember, we bought him just after the USA World Cup?
Yeah, that's correct.
And he was in the peak. He was at the top of his game. There was all the stuff about him diving and cheating. What does he do? He comes in, the first goal he scores, he does a dive.
Sheffield Wednesday 4-3 in the fourth goal and in the dive. And he said that Sheringham was the one who told him to do that as well. And he could just see it. And the thing is, even when he left to go to Bayern Munich, which I fully understood because he's German and he wanted to go home to play for the one team in Germany that he could, and that's Bayern Munich, right? And he still came back here after he left Inter Milan to come here to rescue us when we were about to get relegated in 97, 98. So I had to be my hero, Jurgen Klinsmann.
But I was going to say he was at the peak of his powers when we bought him in 94. 95, 94, and immediately he got what it was to play for Tottenham. The fans loved him. He knew what Tottenham was. He still loves the club to this day.
He does.
You know, for such a world-renowned star, basically, it's very rare because, you know, a lot of players just go to these clubs and they leave and it's like, oh, well, see you later. You know?
Yeah, mercenaries. It's a lot of mercenaries.
Yeah.
But one thing about Jurgen is that he was very, very, when he said, I love Tottenham Hotspur, it's with a heavy heart I have to leave to go to Bayern Munich. He could understand why he did it. And this is what annoyed me with Alan Sugar at the time, because it was like, even after Alan Sugar's stuff, and burning the shirt and all that, he still came back to Tottenham Hotspurs, which showed everybody really and truly how much Tottenham meant to him and how much his time in 94, 95 meant to him as a player.
He was a humble guy as well. You know, I mean, you would have thought he'd have turned up in some posh car. No. He had an old Beetle.
He did.
He used to knock about in an old Beetle. You know, absolute legend, Jurgen.
Oh, that's fantastic choices, Phil. So we'll just ask you now, you've picked your 11 before we move on to your substitutes. Excuse me. Do you want to change any of your side at all, Phil?
Nope. I'm quite happy with my side, mate.
Brilliant. So the sheriff will ask you if you want to.
Yeah. Is it going to be locked in?
Yeah, it's fine to lock it in, my friend.
I was going to say, once it goes, well, he said it. It's locked in. There you go. It goes in with all the rest. All the rest of the...
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. So now, Phil, all we do, we move on to your substitutes. 5 substitutes. You just tell us about them, Phil, in your own time, mate.
Okay, the first one is going to be my backup goalkeeper, because you always need a backup goalkeeper, and that is going to be the French international Hugo Lloris.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
A popular choice.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant shot stopper at the time. It's unfortunate we kept hold of him for too long, way too long in the end, but he was a brilliant shot stopper. And he captained my country to a World Cup. So what can I say? And a Spurs legend as well. So I have to give it to my goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris.
Yeah. Every time Hugo's been mentioned, I always say, just ignore the last 2 years and remember the previous 8. You know, French captain, World Cup winner. Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, that's a great
captain
choice.
of France. Captain of France, lifted the World Cup. That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah. Fantastic keeper. Great choice, Phil. Moving on to your second sub, Phil, please.
I'm going to use the Belgian international, Toby Alderweireld.
Toby.
That's my centre back.
Another popular choice.
Well, go on, Mark.
No. Well, part of the meanest defence
in
Europe.
And he was an immense defender. both through the Ajax, and him and his partner Jan Vertonghen were immense during the Ajax days together. They were immense for their country, Belgium. They were immense for Spurs together. And like you say, one of the meanest defenses. They knew each other's game, but for me, the reason I have Toby above Jan is because Toby, for me, was just a superb defender. It doesn't matter who his partner was in the end, he just shone to me.
I believe he could have played in midfield as well. His range of passing was exceptional. The amount of times he'd ping a ball 50, 60 yards straight on someone's foot. You know, cross balls across the pitch. Unbelievable.
Some players just can't get in, mate, and they're lucky to be on the bench. That's the thing. There's
Well,
so
this
many
is it.
fantastic players to choose from. It's just unbelievable when you look at it. So we'll move on, Phil, to your third choice, please, mate.
I'm going to go with someone that people might not like, but you always have to have an engine, and you always have to have a destroyer for me, because I like to have a good six. So I'm going to surprise people by saying, Mr. Wilson, you know what? Mr. Wilson deserves his place. I was going to say Victor Wanyama for his partnership next to Moussa Dembele, but I am going to say Mr. Wilson, Wilson Palacios. That's what I call him, Mr. Wilson. For me, when he came in under Harry Redknapp, he was one of the first signings and a sure pair of hands in the middle of the park, where he would destroy most attacks and then pass it to the better players and let them go forward. He was just security when you needed it, protecting the back four for me, and he was just an immense player. One of the best signings we made under Harry Redknapp for me is Wilson Velasquez.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's what you want from your Carmen, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
pick the ball up and give it to the ones up front with the skill.
That's what he was good.
Yeah. And he was great at that, Wilson. Fantastic at doing that. Breaking up play and just giving it to the better players to do their job. That was his job.
Well, he was a good player himself.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah. But when we say the better players, we're on about the more skillful ones.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. I'm not dissing Wilson in any way, shape, or form. Don't think I am.
His job, mate, and he was so solid in the middle of the park. He would break up the play for the opposition and just pass it on to the more technical players, the players who would do the damage. That was his job, and he did it so well as well. That's what I felt.
Yeah.
Every team needs a player like Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Just that workhorse in the middle.
Yeah.
You know. They're not skillful, but they know how to stop someone.
That's correct.
You know?
Yeah, fantastic. We could do with someone like that tonight, a bit of the dark arts, if and when it's required. I'll tell you that. So we move on, Phil. Your fourth one, please, mate.
I am going to go for the Dynamo, which is Luka Modric.
Oh.
He wasn't too bad, was he?
No,
he was all right. Yeah, he was all right. Ballon d'Or winner, still playing now at like 40-year-old.
What a shame, like 40 years old, mate, still playing for Real Madrid in Champions League, stuff like that, and Real Madrid in La Liga. And you think like Real Madrid win trophies every year, so he's not a bad little player, in it, for £16 million.
There you go, man. There you go.
You got to remember when he turned up at Tottenham. Oh, he's too small. He's he's not strong enough.
Yeah,
Harry Redknapp's got a lot to do with him, man. Because he moved him into the middle, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it also showed, Spurs could actually be on the front foot in transfers as well. Because you remember when he was signed, he wasn't signed in the transfer window. He was signed before the transfer window, so that actually lifted the club in a way, didn't it? Really?
Yeah. Another great choice there, Phil. One more, Phil. One more substitute, and you're done. Give us your last one, Phil.
One more player. There can only be one. And only because we did it before, Paul Gascoigne, I'm going to say the one and only Gary Lineker, Mr. Matcher of the Day. Yes, he will be the last player on the list for me. He has to be.
Brilliant. Gary was the fox in the box.
He was.
But I'm going to say this because I love this bit. People said, he's like, Solanke's a bit like Gary Lineker. I said, no, he's not. Right. 1991, the second goal against Arsenal, I believe he ran from near enough the halfway line and scored. So he's not supposed to know.
Knocks that one straight out the window.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it. I believe it might be rubbish because I haven't Googled it. I believe he only scored one goal from outside the area for us. One.
Maybe.
The rest of them was all like in the area.
Yeah.
But he was a great striker.
Yeah, he was a quintessential person, that you needed in the box to finish it. And it doesn't matter what kind of game it was either. It didn't matter if it was a big game or a small game. Gary Lineker stood up. Look at him in Mexico '86. As he won the Golden Boot in that World Cup, mate. Then he followed it up in Italia '90. Yeah, he was brilliant. So I have to say Gary Lineker, because to me, the first World Cup I'm lucky enough to remember for me was Italia '90, and like I said, Ness and Dorma is something I play every day because every time I play it, I remember Toto Scalacci. Do you remember the passion that he had in his face? And that's what I remember, And I remember Gary Lineker with his hands up in the air as he celebrated against West Germany, and I just see that every time I see him.
Yeah. Mexico 1986, Gary scored a hat-trick against Poland with a broken arm. He had his arm in a cast.
Yeah, he even went to Barcelona because that's where we bought him for a minute, Barcelona.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't play for Barcelona unless you're some player. Especially back then.
No, you don't. Brilliant, Phil. So we've got your full squad there. That's all going to be locked in and done. But there are two final questions that we need to ask you, Phil. On the spot questions. No one knew about it. We've just thought we're going to ask them. So the first one being, could you give us the captain of your lifetime 11, Phil, please?
There's only one and only, the one who went up the hallowed steps of Wembley Way, and that is going to be Ledley King.
That is the correct answer. I say this to everybody who says that. That is the correct answer.
Good old Ledley. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And one more question, Phil, and then you're all done. We can go and watch the second leg against Bodo.
You've given it away when we're filming this now.
It don't matter. What does it matter? It don't matter. Anyway, Phil, who is the manager of your lifetime 11?
Oh, that's easy. My manager, I know exactly who my manager is. It is the name of Eltel Cockerell's channel. It has to be the one and only Terry Venables. Sir Terry Venables has to be. What a manager he is. What a tactician he is. What a... Mate, what can I say? Euro 96, carrying England to the semi-finals in Euro 96 as a manager. He had everything for me. He was funny as a manager. You could see how he worked it out and how he could just strategize. Oh, he was everything that Terry Venables. And a man manager as well. That's what I loved about Terry.
Yeah. Great choice, Phil.
Yeah.
So you're all done, Phil. But what I just wanted to say was, before we wrap up, we know that you've started your own little channel with a couple of friends of yours. We didn't know if you just wanted to let everyone know what it was all about.
Yeah, well, we've got a brand new channel. It's called Blockbusters, Movies, Games and Television. And it's me, Rinketic, and Corey Boy. And basically we talk about anime, movies, television. At the moment in time, we've done a few Daredevil movie, Reborn stuff. We're hopefully we're going to do a bit of Thunderbolts. But because I've been ill, I'm not being able to do it that much at the moment. But we should be hoping to do some new videos soon, hopefully. And hopefully when you guys are a bit Spursed out or you need something that's different from Spurs and the disappointment going on at White Hart Lane, you can always come over to us and have a good knees up and a good chat and see what your taste in movies is like.
Yeah.
The link will be in the title and the description.
Yeah, brilliant. Mark will make sure that's done for you, Phil.
Well, I'll try and do it.
You know how it is. Technical.
You know how it is.
Mate, I know you guys already. You guys are brilliant, mate. I'm so glad to be back on this channel again. You know me and you Cookbuster. We get on like a house on fire.
Yeah,
but
man.
I'm looking forward.
No, I promise you, your link will be in the description. By hook or by crook, it will be in there.
Brilliant, Phil. I just got to say, mate, thanks so much for coming on. You've been fantastic. Make sure everyone get over to Phil's new channel, give it a sub. Let's get him rolling here with Corey and Rinketic. Let's get them going a bit. Please subscribe to us as well, man. Yeah, please subscribe to us as well. And make sure you hit the notification bell to watch this series for when it comes out. Don't miss them. Please don't miss them, people, because you're in for a treat. Another fantastic show. Phil, once again, thanks very much, mate. And
thank you guys for having me.
No worries, brother.
No problem, Phil.
Always welcome, mate. Always.
And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.